Hi, this is Tandy with another Pimp Your Mat stretch series. This one is for the hips, and that seems to be a universal need of everyone's, no matter what format they're mostly doing in their lives. And a lot of that is actually because we're sitting and we're driving so much. So hips are always something that can be stretched and always something that can be worked on. So for this series, you're going to need a mat and you're going to need a wall. So yes, I'm by my window. It's probably not the best place to be, but I can sort of keep the balance in it. If you've got just a plain flat wall, that's going to be the best place to do this. Also, your variations will look different or may look different from mine, so you do what you can do in these. Use a mat. You are going to be on your knees to begin with, so if you need more cushion, feel free to roll up your mat. Use a thicker mat or take a towel or blanket and put it under your knees if you need. So the first one is a variation of basically like a warrior pose. So one foot comes forward, the other knee goes as close to the wall as possible. So you're going to scoot back, and getting into this is not the prettiest thing on the planet, but the results are pretty fabulous. And go slow. So you're going to come up, and for most of us, this is all we're going to need, okay? But squeeze your butt, tuck your tailbone under, so you try to get the lift from the front of the body using your core contraction and trying to lengthen the front of the thigh almost as if your tush is coming under it, okay? So then you're just going to hang out here. This leg is just your support. You can ease into the stretch more, so you can lean forward into it. As long as it's not too painful, you feel like you're in a good place for a stretch, and that you're still getting the length and the tuck under the tailbone, okay? Mostly I'm just chatting to distract you from the stretch in the front of the thigh, but just hang out here for a little bit. And again, you can press into it deeper if you feel like that's something that your body's willing to do today, and if not, just stay upright. It's totally fine, okay? So from here, gently press out of it and put your hands on the floor, and you're going to switch legs, okay? So one foot comes forward, the other knee goes as close to the wall as possible. And again, it's not the prettiest transition, so go slowly and gently, and then come up carefully, okay? Squeeze your tush, tuck your tailbone under, again, so that you feel like you're getting length from the front of the body, and the muscles in the back are helping to power and to open up in the front, okay? Hands can go wherever comfortable or stable, and keep breathing. It's also a nice place to practice your core contractions. You can inhale to lift the belly button up underneath the rib cage. Exhale to try to close the front of the ribs. What you don't want to do is go too far forward and dump into the low back and feel the ribs splay all over the place. You won't get the stretch in the hip or the thigh, which is what we're aiming for. So you're going to hang out here. If you're doing this without the video, up to 2 minutes on each side, just make sure it's the same amount on each side. Each side's going to be different. Okay, so you're going to feel maybe one of them opens really easily and the other one's a little grumpy about it. So take an inhale to tuck your tailbone under, exhale to close the ribs, and slightly hinge forward using the breath to support you. See if maybe you can get a little deeper. Do not go fast on these stretches. You always want to be at the edge of your stretch, so it's slightly uncomfortable, but you don't want to push through to where something is really uncomfortable. Okay, it's always up to you. You're inside your body. You're the only one that knows, okay? So then carefully back out of here. Okay, we're staying at the wall, and you're gonna sit as close to the wall as you can. So again, this is another one, we're getting into it. With your body, you're just gonna have to figure out what's best, and it's a little bit of shimmying. Okay, then one knee bends, foot is planted on the floor. The other foot is in a figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna cross the ankle over the other knee. Now, for most of us, this leg may not come very close. The goal in this version of a figure 4 stretch is to have your tailbone and your low back on the wall and to keep your spine straight. So this is nice because I have the window, so there's a space, so I don't feel like I'm pushing my head into the wall. If you have a solid wall, which is best, let your head float or just gently touch. You don't want to push into the wall, okay? From here, if this is okay and you feel like you can go a little bit further, you're going to start scooching that other foot as close to you as possible. Then you're going to feel this one have more stretch. But again, it's up to your comfort level, okay? Inhale to lengthen through the spine, let the head float. Exhale to get your core contraction and knit through the ribs. So everything's really strong and supported in the core. You're getting length in your spine. For a lot of us also, you may feel some stuff happening in your back. That's fine. This is also a back stretch and alignment and a lot of work going on. So you just hang out here. And again, if you're not doing it with the video, you can do up to 2 minutes on each side to let things open and just sit. This is a good series. If your couch is stable enough, you can sit on the floor and watch TV and do it up against your couch. I'm all about squeezing things in where you can. Lives are busy, but these things are really important to the health of your body. Okay, then carefully switch sides. And I'm sure some people are like, why is she always stretching? Pilates is about equal length and equal strength in the muscle. So you need the stretches in order to get the balance in the body. You can also think of it as wiring. If the wiring's all jumbled, then the currents don't get to the right places. So the stretches sort of sort out and organize the wiring, and then we do our strengthening work, then you know the work's going directly where it needs to go. Okay? So when you're on the other side, inhale to lengthen through the spine, try to keep it nice and flat and long up against the wall. Head's floating, there's not tension in the neck. This foot, the toes are aiming straight forward. You're hugging this knee in as close to you as you can, keeping the length in your spine, and this one just falls open wherever it's going to go. Okay? A couple more seconds here. And then climb out of there. Okay, so now take one leg long, the other does that figure 4 stretch again, ankle over the knee. You might notice that the foot, when we do figure 4 on top of the knee, I usually flex. Okay, that's going to depend on your body, but that is what you want to work towards. It activates the hip, it sort of gets deeper into there. If that's painful, cramping stuff, don't do it. A relaxed foot is just fine also, but eventually aim for a flexed foot. So from here, you stay where you're at, spine is long, readjust. You can also move the cush away from the tush so that you feel like you've got that perking up on your sits bones. Inhale the arms up towards the ceiling, exhale to fold forward. So now you're going to get a hamstring stretch on the long leg, and you're going to get the hip opener on the other leg, okay? So stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can try to lengthen through the spine so that you get that long flat back sensation. Shoulders away from the ears, big toes aiming straight for the ceiling. If that's too much or it's too intense, then just let your head drop and just hang out here. But watch that this foot doesn't roll open, okay? That the alignment matters and the form really matters. Stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll up through your spine and then switch legs, okay? So the other leg goes out long. Cross this ankle over the other knee. Big toes aiming for the ceiling. Reach up. You reach up to get the length out of the spine first. Then you're really trying to fold from the hips like you're folding a little piece of paper. Let the head go initially so that you release any tension in your neck. Okay? So from here, take an inhale. Exhale to see if you can lengthen through the spine, meaning you're going to try to flatten it out. You're going to look up just a little bit. Okay? So from here, shoulders pull away. If you can't reach your foot, that's fine. You can reach whatever's possible, and the extreme is not necessary. As long as you're reaching forward from the hips, shoulders are away from the ears. If your hands are here, or if they're here, it's fine, or on the floor. Get whatever length you can get out of the body, okay? Let the head relax for that last few moments. 3, 2, 1. Roll up through your spine. Okay, last one we're going to do here. So we all know sort of a variation of like a butterfly stretch where you do feet together and knees apart, okay? What I want you to do is to take this butterfly position and make it more of a diamond, so it's longer, okay? So from here, you're going to reach wherever you can and then round your body forward. Push the soles of the feet in towards each other. You're going to feel things activate. Your knees may lift off the floor a little bit. That's totally fine. So from here, take an inhale. Exhale to fall forward wherever you can, trying to keep the legs active, which is really hard to do, okay? So push the soles of the feet. If it's helpful to push with your hands, you can. So squeeze and press, okay? And then take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll up through your spine. Go ahead and walk the heels back towards you. This time, you're going to peel open the soles of the feet like a little book, so wherever they roll open is totally fine. Meaty part of the palm is going to go to the crease in your knee. You're going to gently press, okay? And you want to press from under the armpit. What does that mean? All of this stuff under here, your lats, squeeze down. So it doesn't, you know, you don't want this. This is bad form. And then you're going to press, shoulders slide away from the ears. I bend my elbows so that you feel like you can get some power in it, and then you've got some place to go. It's a gentle press, so you get a little extra opening. And then you're going to lean forward. Okay? So a version of the butterfly stretch. Feet are open. Just the bottom blades of the feet are connected, and you're using your palms to gently press, okay? So from here, then let your head drop wherever it can, and you've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peel and roll up through the spine. Bring these together. You can lengthen them out. You can do a little popcorn bounce, okay? And that is a great little hip series. If you did it every day, your whole life would change. But if you can do it a couple times a week, that'd be great too. So thanks for stretching with me today, and I will see you next time on a Pimp Your Mat clip.